Hey guys, Devil Dog here again from Explorminate.com, continuing our Let's Learn series. As you can tell, this is not the same game. Unfortunately, I didn't try, I actually deleted the video thinking that I'd already published, or I'd already uploaded it and just hadn't published it yet. And that was a giant mistake because obviously I hadn't. And the funny thing is I didn't keep any saves, I just saved over the old save. So I've learned a lot of lessons. So I restarted a game. I brought myself to turn 10 just like I did through the first video. As you can tell, my starting position is a little bit different, but it's still actually pretty good. I'm also enabling the large UI, so this should be much easier for you guys to see. I actually like it a lot better now that I've turned it on, so I'm going to leave it. I'm running 1080p, so I guess it was a little bit difficult to see in the last videos, and for that I apologize. Like I said, I brought myself basically to where I was before, including to the point where I'm about to convert another village. We'll come up here to the, let's see if I can remember this one, the quest menu that I explained before. I mentioned and we hadn't had any quests yet, so I just want to touch base with this. Here you are, you're basically just going to show the general idea of what the quest is about, and then here you'll see what the actual quest objective is and what the reward is. And if there's any sort of term limit, you can use, or you'll see that here. So the other thing you can do is also pin different quests, as there's quests line up here, and you can filter through them with all, current, complete, failed, all being one that I actually just completed to pacify the Ursus village that I'm about to assimilate, or I'm about to convert to the cult. But current, you can use this pin button to track and untrack it. So if you got a bunch and you want to specifically track one, you can use this pin button to pin it up here in the upper right, and then just basically monitor it and remind yourself what the objectives are. So as you grow, so I can actually do it here, even though, no, I can't because I've completed it, but you would be able to use that button for any of the quests that you currently haven't completed yet. So that's something cool. Trying to think of what else I haven't done. Alright, so I have actually left open the research so that we can figure out what we want to do. I'm pretty sure in the first video I got through the seed storage and the mill foundry. I'm getting a little confused because I did record a second episode and I deleted it. That I don't remember if I left off there in the first video or not. I should have rewatched it, but what I'll do next is I can consider a few things actually here. I believe I have a glass deal, or is that titanium? I have a titanium deposit, which is always important to start to exploit, but I also have a few other options because I haven't met anybody yet, so I don't really need to worry too much about increasing my armor and weapon capabilities. So I'll also leave that out for now because like I said, I haven't met anybody, so I don't really need to worry about my army just yet. The other things that you can consider are the public library, which adds flat bonuses to your research or your science output. You can also consider the search party, which improves search on ruins. In fact, you can consider any of these depending on what your situation is. But I think I'm going to go with the sewer system or the public library. And because the sewer system improves my morale, which is, I think I went into that on my first video. If I didn't, I'll go into it in my third video. But we will do a quick rehash of what morale is all about. We'll come up here to see it, and what we'll do is we'll build out that sewer system, and it'll improve the morale here, or the approval rating here. And because this is my only city, it'll also improve my empire approval rating, which will be a pretty decent bonus on all 4 FIDs. So let's go ahead and do that. And it also gives me a +1 influence on approval too. So it's generally just a very good city improvement. So we'll go ahead and go with that. And here we've just about, we've run out of our turn. So we'll go ahead and ensure that we haven't forgotten anything. And go ahead and hit end turn. And we'll move him over here to see what we can do to convert, and we can convert, so we'll do that. and that will give us the fizzy bonus around the village and also give us a free unit every 15 turns. So now they are part of the cult. And what we'll do from here is actually search out to see if we can find another minor village to convert, as that is our objective here. And let's see, what else can we go into while we're sort of just wasting turns. I've gone over that. We haven't quite gotten into the ability to upgrade our units yet. We've already done that. We've already done that. We've done this. Do I have a stockpile yet? I do have a stockpile. Okay, so I can actually increase my influence on cities, and I also can increase my approval in cities. So this is something that we were talking about. It's not a stockpile. I'm sorry, I said it was a stockpile. It's actually a luxury resource. So what I can do here is click on this and use it, and it'll provide that bonus that it talked about. So it'll add influence and it'll add approval, which is good. And while we're here too, we can also talk about assimilating minor factions. So once you pacify a minor faction city or village within a region that you own, you can assimilate them. So occasionally there's more than one. In this case, there was only one Ursus village in this region. But now that I've done that, I can actually assimilate them into my faction. This isn't quite as important for the cultists, because the cultists still get the units through their conversion to the cult. But with other factions, it's important because you will get the bonuses that are associated with that minor faction, but B, also be able to build their unit. And in this case, if we did assimilate these guys, we would get a 5% building production cost decrease. Should be actually a negative 5%. And a unit here, the Rumbler, that I could start building through any of my cities. So, and this actually stacks, so depending on how many Ursus villages are pacified, I would get minus 5%, that should be minus, building cost throughout all my cities. So it's very good. It's a cool little system. I really like it. Yeah, so that's it for now, and we can come over here to see now that, actually not here, we can come here now to see that we got a plus 5% from the dies, and we'll also get the, what was the other thing? Oh, it was the, that's right, the influence here. So there's going to be an influence modifier from the die booster. See, like that? So that luxury resource has actually improved 2 of our outputs there, which is great. We'll go ahead and end turn. Actually, this guy's still got some turns left, so let's go ahead and move him this way. And we found the boss, or the boss. I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. And they're down here, so we'll go ahead and move that way. That's strange. Spacebar isn't ending my turn anymore. I'm not sure if that's something that I did wrong, or that the UI changed when it got big. But now I can't hit spacebar to end my turn. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this for a second. I think it's in the UI. No, obviously it's not. Advanced. Nope. Let's make sure. Huh, that's weird. Sorry about that. Quick little detour. But usually you can hit space to end turn, and for some reason, now that I've enabled the big UI, I can't. Little bug, whatever. We'll search that, and then we'll head back over this way to discuss with the boss to see what they want for pacification, what quest they're going to send me on. And we'll end turn. Alright. Scroll out just a little bit. Take a gander at what we've got. Alright, now that we can get here, we'll go ahead and parlay with them to see what it is that they need from us. Alright, so we need to make sure that we're in the Weirn region. I almost called it a system. I'm too much into space forex, man. And then for 5 turns we need to make sure there aren't any enemies in that region. So that'll give us 15 spice, which is awesome because it gives a 50% food bonus to cities. And it also will allow us to pacify this particular minor faction village. Unless there's more, they'll actually all pacify within the region. So we can do this. We can now click on that little quest icon and we can track it. So no enemies in the region. We're going to zoom out to see which region that is, which is the region we're actually in. Perfect. And we'll come over this way to make sure that there's nothing over there that I'm not seeing. So that's the quest. That there is telling me that the mill foundry is complete, which is great. And this will be telling me that the empire plan is coming up, which is great. We can go into that when it comes up. Let's see what we got over here. Awesome. So we can... Oh, click too early. Oh no! I shouldn't have gone there because now I've just opened up an army that I'll need to defeat. And oh man, I'm not really in a good position either. Well, let's see what we can do to get this beaten. Oh, that sucks. That's one thing that I hope gets fixed, is that a lot of menus will pop up. There's no like order to the menus. So even though I'm in a battle, obviously that menu still pops up. I think it should wait until after the battle. So we're actually at a... Oh, wait. So elevation is unfortunately level for us, considering that they are a cavalry unit. We'll bring this guy... We'll actually bring him back just a little bit. Oh no, that's a great spot, because he has the forest working to his advantage. So, great. This guy will buff him, and this guy will... Let's leave him here. So this is something that I want to go into real quick. Now that we can look at the attributes for both these armies, or any of these armies once we go through the game, you can see what you're up against. So in this case, the things that you need to really concern yourself with are obviously the life, which are the hit points, the ability to take damage, the attack, which is their ability to inflict damage, initiative, which is their basically their place within the turn, like how fast they move, and then depending on how high their initiative is when they will move. So this guy has a 33 initiative and I only have a 20. Pretty sure this is even lower. Oh no, it's 26. But this unit here has the highest initiative, so he'll move first. The speed, which is the number of tiles that he can move. The defense is the ability to defend itself and receive damage, but it directly relates to the attacking unit's attack power. So in this case, my attack is 53 and his defense is 54, which is unfortunate for me because if the defense is higher than the attack, then the roll that ends up occurring, basically like it's a die pretty much that gets rolled, and because his defense is higher than my attack, my roll needs to be higher than it would normally be if my attack was higher than their defense. Hopefully that makes sense. So in this case, he has a 29 attack and I have a 94 defense. So his roll needs to be super high in order to inflict damage on me. Whereas because we're a little bit more even with attack and defense, it still needs to be higher than it would normally be, but it's not going to need to be as high as if he attacks me. However, so let's say that my attack was 60 and his defense was 54. The roll that occurs, which is basically just a random number generated, it won't need to be as high in order to inflict a normal amount of damage on the centaur. But unfortunately it's not 60, it's only 53, so here it tells you what damage that ends up happening. So if I end up rolling a number high enough to inflict a normal amount of damage, my normal damage will be 51. If you end up rolling like a super good roll, and that would mean that your roll would be very high, you can actually inflict a critical hit, which doesn't actually get stated here, but I think it's about 150% of the damage. so it would be like a 70 hit point hit. There's also a chance that if my roll is low enough that I will fumble and not damage the character at all. So let's go ahead and launch this. Hopefully that makes sense. If for some reason that didn't, I would be happy to explain it a little bit better. It's not quite as complicated as I just made it sound. Oh crap, I didn't expect that. That was not smart. Ah! Alright, so I hit him for 51, which means that I was able to hit him for the damage that I can hit him for. Which doesn't make sense. So it basically meant that I rolled high enough that my damage occurred at the normal rate. And that's mostly because my preacher here buffed me. He gave me what is called Unleashed Potential, which adds 10% to pretty much all of my stats. So, or maybe it's just a random stat. No, it looks like it's supposed to be all of them, but it doesn't look like it did affect all of them. It did affect my attack and my defense. The initiative and the damage weren't increased. So perhaps it is a random effect of the 5 there that he can possibly add to. So what happened is that buff occurred, my attack went up, so the roll that I needed to roll to hit for a normal amount of damage was lower because his defense is much lower than my attack. And yeah, so we're just going to keep attacking. We're going to actually pull him back here and allow my hero unit to attack. Oh, it's too late. He had a higher initiative, so he moved before mine did, obviously. And I hit for the full amount of damage, which means he's done. I lost the preacher in the process, but so be it. Victory, unfortunate death of innocence is yours. I get 10 grass silk. And that's what happens when I use it. I'm not. What? You only need 10 of these to use it, and I have 10, so I could use it, but I'm not going to. And take a look just to see if I'm missing anything. We're 2 turns away from that, and 1 turn away from the sewer system. Alright, so here we're back. I'm going to go ahead and do the public library this time. And I believe we can't quite see that spot, so we'll move over this way. And we can now see the entire region pretty much, and we haven't seen anybody other than that group there. So I'm pretty sure in 3 turns we'll be able to pacify this village here. And it looks like there's only 1 of them too, so right click that. Population has changed, so we've increased our population. And we'll probably leave it there for now. I don't see, oh there we go, we'll go ahead and add the sewer system. We're making pretty good gold, or pretty good dust. I keep wanting to call it gold, but we're making pretty decent dust. So we'll go ahead and rush that for 140 dust. And click out of that. That means next turn we need to figure out what we're going to build here, which is likely to be a district. So, population has changed, we already know that. This guy can probably move just a little bit this way. And he's actually gained a level, so that's cool. I think we went into the levels last, yeah, we did go into levels the first episode, so I'm not going to go back into that. I am going to choose plus 25 life, because all the units in his army will end up getting that bonus, including himself. Nice little deal. We'll leave him right here, smack dab in the middle, just in case somebody comes. It's doubtful, but it could happen. Alright, so here we're able to build a district. Like I was telling you last time about the district leveling. The best idea is to, let's take a look at the FIDSI here and see where the best benefit of building a district would come from. But you can build it, and then the 3 surrounding tiles end up being exploited for FIDSI bonuses. So I think it's probably going to be best to start here with the rivers and stuff are always a very good place to get good food bonuses, and they also usually have industry bonuses. And in this case, this is no different, so I might as well just go ahead and build it here. Also, you can see now that I have the sewer in place and that dye booster that I have a fervent approval rating, which is going to increase my food output, as you can see down here, 18.6 from fervent, and my industry bonus, which adds an additional 6 per bonus, or per, we'll just add 6. Also, because of my approval rating here, now being fervent, because I only have one city, you'll see a science bonus and a dust bonus. And I don't think that we get a bonus to, yeah, we don't get a bonus to this from having a high approval rating. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove the fizzy overlay and come over here. I don't think there's going to be anybody that shows up in the next 2 turns, but we could be wrong. And by we, I mean I. And give it one more go. And that should pacify them. Good. So they believe that I can protect them now, and are now pacified and willing to serve me. So now comes the opportunity to pacify or convert these guys. And I have done so. So yet again, I'll get the fizzy bonus from the surrounding tiles of the village, and I will have completed the requirements for this quest, and that'll show up once I hit end turn. Oh, look at that. Looks like orange is actually colonized up there, so we'll go see who they are. Blue's doing rather well. Probably need to pick up my conversion rates here. And what I can do, because I need some people in my army, I can add the Rumbler here and the Centaur here to my army. We'll move north and we'll hit end turn to see who or what the next step in our quest is. Alright, so we've brought the savages into our fold. Alright. Go ahead and dismiss it and you'll get the next one. I'll let you guys read that. Alright, so now the next step is to assimilate a minor faction. And that is going to come as a result of figuring out who would be our best benefit. We're going to go north just a little bit to see who... Actually, we're not going to go north. We're going to go to the east a little bit to see which minor faction is there, and determine if that minor faction has a better bonus than the ones we've got here. This one's a pretty good one, and this one's a pretty good one. They're both pretty good, but I do want to see about maybe looking to the east and maybe finding a better minor faction that might even provide a better bonus that we could use. So let's go ahead and X out of there. Change my city. Alright, so an empire plan can now be set up. And I'm of 2 minds for the empire plan, because I really feel like the cultist should be focused on using influence to convert and assimilate. So I'm also not capable. I think the first level is at 20. We are producing influence rather quickly, so I think it might be worth it to add the 20% influence or 20% science so that we can get through the research tree faster. This is also a pretty good one, especially if you're needing to pump out units and buildings. Obviously, this would be great if you were the Broken Lords and you needed more dust, and this is good, but not as good as all the others, so I almost always overlook this. I mean, scouting out is very nice, but I also would rather have bonuses to my my civilization and my ability to exploit stuff. So we'll go ahead and apply with the 20% bonus to research. We got these guys combined. I am just going to sneak up here real quick to see who these guys are. And here is where I'd like to check to see which... It looks like that Sisters of Mercy. Alright, I don't remember what their bonus is if you assimilate them. I know their units can actually be pretty powerful. Their support ability to heal and stuff is actually very good, but it may not be as important to us just yet. So, alright, this is just letting me know that the booster that came from the resource, that die that we used, has no longer any effect on our empire. But we're still fervent, which is great. And here, let's go ahead and just... yeah, we'll keep these guys on food because there really isn't any reason not to. The more people, the more ability to exploit everything. I might move one more over to influence for 7 total each turn, especially since we're about to assimilate another faction, or a faction, for our quest there. I was hoping they'd be a little bit more obvious, but they're not, so I think I'm just going to come back down. I don't care that much. It would be good to know who's there, just in case they're aggressive, but I'm not going to care so much that I'm going to go out of my way. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the titanium extractor, since there are, at least there's one deposit, and I don't see, there could be more here. I should probably explore my own little region there. But you know what, because I'm not really interested in having the Sisters of Mercy as my first assimilated faction. I'm not going to worry about it. Looks like we're -3. Military upkeep. So the two units that I added to this army here have caused me to actually have a negative balance, or a negative increase in dust. We'll see if that evens out before we get to the point where we're in the negative. Let's get to this one. Wow, it actually got worse. So let's go ahead and... oh wow, that's because the district got built. Let's actually come back. We got 5 turns. I'd rather build the Empire Mint, and then we'll build that, because I need to rectify that. I don't want to run out of money. I should never do that again, and I'm never going to, ever. Alright. Search that. Good, we found some dust. If I call it gold regularly, just ignore me. Alright, so we've already... oh wait, I forgot to... I thought we'd already built the public library. I meant to go ahead and add that. So we're going to now. It's only going to take 1 turn. Not a bad deal. We're seriously producing just a crazy shit ton of food. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and move 1 to science. Didn't really change. In fact, I don't think it changed at all. No, it didn't. Didn't change our ability to produce more citizens, so not even worried about it. Grab that. 10 gold, nice. So that actually decreases our city upkeep and increases our approval. And if this gets any worse, we might end up doing that just to stave off the negative income, or the negative balance, until the Empire Mint is researched and then built. So let's see what we've got here. We could do the militia, because we're not really doing anything with the city anyways. I don't want to do another borough just yet, because it decreases things and increases decreases my approval rating. However, my approval rating is still very high, though it's not fervent anymore. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually just build an additional slot for militia, because we can do it in 2 turns right in time for the Empire Mint, which is perfect. Alright. So like I said, every 15 turns we're going to get one of these guys. And if you can remember, at turn 11 I converted them. And now 15 turns later I've got another one. I'm going to leave them there, because obviously the army up keeps killing me. Here's another Sisters of Mercy. We'll go ahead and see about what they need to be pacified. And doesn't look like there's anything exciting down here. One more turn, both these will be completed, which is great. And then 3 turns until the ability to exploit this resource here. And if you guys aren't familiar with this, there's titanium and glass steel for the first tier, and they are basically exploited or mined in order to create better armor and better weapons. So we'll go ahead and build this. 2 turns, perfect. And we'll come down here to, oh, come on, what? Huh, yep. See what they want. Proof that I'm a reliable ally. Brothers in prison in a nearby region. So we're gonna locate the Silix village. Come up here. We're gonna pin it, and then we're going to locate them. So click this. We can use this, show the location where the quest originated, but it also should be showing me where to highlight. Nearby region, Smitheroth. Okay, maybe, I don't think it does actually with this particular quest type, but sometimes you're able to highlight the specific ruin or specific spot that they're talking about. And I believe this is what they're talking about, because they said the Silix village, and this looks like it's only the only. Oh, there might be one here too. So let's come down just a little bit. I think it's actually going to be that one. Nope. I don't think that they're highlighted in yellow if it's the village you need to destroy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not. So I'm just gonna kill them both. So we'll come down here, and no, we're actually gonna be attacking these guys. So move over here to get a better positioning for our battle and attack. I think we can do it. These guys are usually pretty tough. 158 life, decent defense, and not great attack. So we'll go ahead and finish this up, and it'll probably be the end of this particular episode. And alright, let's take a look at what we got here. I think my best bet is to actually leave them as is. Actually, we'll bring this guy here. We'll let him attack that guy. We'll bring him here, so that way we can all gang up on this particular Silic. Let's move him here, make sure that he attacks. We're gonna move, okay, he'll come this way. We're gonna move him here and make sure he, well, I guess that's the one thing about this battle system, is that I can't necessarily guarantee he'll hit him if I move him here. I wish I could set that up, but I can't. So let's launch. Oh, it happened anyways. Perfect. Heal attack. 34, which means I didn't roll as high as I could have. And 0. Excellent. That worked out really poorly. I'm gonna focus fire on this guy. And he's done. So I just actually had a critical hit. If you notice that it was red, and it was also a hit for 100, which is just pretty damn great. And we'll actually move him over here and do that. Nice, another good hit. And we're just gonna Launch it one more time. Excellent. Alright. Easily won. Maybe not super easily, but easily enough. So they are now pacified because I've destroyed them, and they weren't the ones that they needed me to kill. So I think it'll probably have to wait till next turn, or next video. We will go ahead and intern just so we can get the Empire Mint up and running, and we'll discuss what we're going to build next in the next episode. But I can come here and look to see what we have now as our output. It's enough now that we have a positive income, so that's great. Things are working out for us. We'll end up doing what we can to pacify and assimilate these guys, or maybe not assimilate, but convert. But in the meantime, we're going to have to figure out who we're going to assimilate between the three of them, because we have enough. We only require 30 to assimilate one of our minor factions here. We'll need to figure out which one we're going to do. And that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, this is DevilDog from Explorminate.com. Come on by the website if you get an opportunity. And until next time, take it easy.